Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo. I got a special treat for you guys. Back-to-back Stalker Call of Pripyat Misery mod. Yes. Why? I don't know. Just because. Because it's after the holidays and I really wanted to play more Stalker. And I said, I think everyone enjoyed the first video enough that why not go right into a second video. Of course, continuing exactly from where we left off. I'm going to make sure that's how I do this series up until we get the release of the Lost Alpha, and then we're pretty much just going to boot in a new game as Lost Alpha and see what that actually has to offer. I'm curious about how they're doing classes and things of that nature with the Lost Alpha, but the storm is finally subsiding outside. The terrible, terrible, terrible storm that absolutely decimates everything in sight. Interesting as well, I do believe we have some dead stalkers slash bandits out there that we're going to be a really terrible person and go loot the body as those up. But let's first see if Spartacus over here actually has any missions for us.
I'm listening.
No, he has nothing right now. Alright, let's go ahead and head on out. We've spent enough time here and we've endured enough chaos. I can just remember the way out. It'd help, wouldn't it? Hello, hello, goodbye. There we go. This dude's everybody just walks around in the dark in this game. It's like, man, can't see a damn thing. I'm gonna go ahead and say that hopefully that's a stalker. What's this guy got? Probably nothing really good. 3-piece sharpening stone set. We'll definitely grab that. It's always good to have stuff like that. More ammunition. Again, take a hold of that. Stack that with ours. What does he actually have here? 45 ACP rounds. We don't actually have a pistol. That could be a beneficial thing to take. This one's in pretty rough condition, but doesn't hurt to grab hold of it. Make sure we stack all those rounds up. Let's see what's going on over here. Gunfire everywhere. Alright, looks like there's a stalker just killing a target. I know. He's engaging something. See if we can't help him spot the target. Okay, it looks like he was taking out some mutants is all. Good work. Clear the camp of mutants. We need people like you. Alright, let's go ahead and head up on the ridge quickly. Take a look at our PDA and go ahead and move on to one of the objectives finally. Spent enough time lollygagging. It's time to get some work done. So here is the unreachable stash. I think that's what we're going to go down and take care of. So we're going to want to head directly to our south currently. Rotate. Face. About that direction. Let's go ahead and head forward. One of the things I find myself doing with the scopes in this game in general, even on some of my old plays, my old experiences with the game, is spend a lot of time swapping them on and off. Which luckily it's a video game, you can do that kind of thing, and the scope manages to stay zeroed, because in real life, not such an easy task. Luckily they don't simulate that. That would be true misery. Having to re-zero your scope every single time you dismounted it from your rifle and then re-equipped it. Let's be a little bit cautious though coming up this hill. Essentially everything where we don't see stalkers, and even places where we see small patrols of stalkers, most definitely going to be able to contain some sort of enemies, whether they be mutant or bandit or anything of that nature. What's this over here? It's an interesting pile of debris is what it is. It's also not of our interest, so we're gonna go ahead and move forward. Okay, we're actually already right on top of this location. This is a lot closer than I thought it was. My memory is kind of telling me that there's gonna be bandits here because I do remember this from the past, so let's take advantage of that previous knowledge and scout down the road initially to get a viewpoint, and then we'll move in from there once we decide how many targets we have, if we have any targets, or if we would like to engage the targets from a distance. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Stalker. That's Stalker for you. Well, it looks clear so far. Let's check the surrounding area. That's not to say that there aren't bandits located inside of that small building with a fueling station there. So let's go ahead and proceed with maximum caution. Target. Target noise. That is radiation. There we go. Multiples moving in. We can't use the gas station as cover either because it's covered in radiation. We need to get to the sinkhole, we need to grab the stash, we need to get the hell out. Whoa! Not where we want to go there. Okay, I think it was in that old car actually that we ran past. So we're gonna take a huge risk here. Jump the gap. There's the car, alright. So we gotta look for a path basically going down. I see a couple different ledges moving around the side of the hill here. Let's go around this way, avoid that irradiated area as much as possible. We've already taken a bit of exposure. Nothing too serious though. Comes the rain. The last thing we need is any of those. I can't tell if that's too high of a drop, if I'm honest. Oh, it looks like there's the dropping point. We need to drop in there, jump the gap there, make our way down. I'm actually really not sure about fall damage at this point on this game, so this is going to be a huge risk. I'm actually curious if we might be better just dropping down over there, but here we go. We're gonna go for it. One jump down. Jump number 2 coming up. A little bit of damage. What are you gonna do about it though? We're all good. Oh, that is the death of us. Jumping while sprinting in this game is a very, very difficult thing to do. Let's go ahead and load up the last chapter there. I should have saved. As if the game isn't hard enough, I don't need to be playing it all hardcore, not saving until I have checkpoints. It's just stupid. So we're back at the sinkhole, guys, and we have anomalies. Kind of scavenging around here, seeing if there was a different entrance down, and I managed to fall into a hole with an anomaly in it that I should not have. Let's see if we can jump our way out. If not, we're gonna have to run through that. Alright, here we go. Hold on. Not the best of ideas. Don't run through anomalies. End of story. Stalker has made me think differently of the word anomaly. Let's just put it that way. So guys, 2 deaths later in the friggin' sinkhole, and I've had enough of it. To be honest, we're gonna come back to it at another time. I'm just really irritated with it, and I don't see a point in continuing there. So we're gonna go check out the mercenaries camp instead, see if we can get ourselves some proper action. But yeah, that's that's it for me, man. Well, we'll go back there later, because that is just there's got to be another route in there, I'm convinced, or you literally have to jump down those things, and it's just way too buggy, man. Way too buggy. I've had enough of it. I don't know if I actually want to stop and talk to this stalker. He's basically going to get us to a different area altogether, I believe, to the plateau, so we'll come back to him later. I really don't want to discuss it right now. If there's any, he's probably just going to be like, hey, I can escort you. It's cost this much money. Some of the issues about this area over here is stingray crash sites. A couple helo crash sites. Usually the helo crash sites are pretty flooded with anomalies. It's one of the reasons that if you play Stalker for the first time, that's an anomaly. I mean normal Stalker, not even Misery mod. And you're most likely overwhelmed because you look in the first objective they give you, they drop you into the area here, into this little valley, and they say, hey, go check out these crash sites. And you're all like, huh? What? Crash sites? I got to the crash site and there's anomalies. There's gas there killing me because you don't actually know what it is and it just murders you. Anyhow, I do know where this is because this is where the Saboteur spawns in. And there are plenty of mercenaries here. Actually need that scope back. Put the scope back on. So let's see if we can't kill ourselves some mercenary scum. The sweet, sweet sound of bullets. What the hell? Oh, the anomaly attacked me. Wasn't happy about my presence here. What am I being shot from? These sound effects, man, jeez. think I was being shot at directly from behind, the way the rounds sound. There's no one, like, in front of me. Oh, there's a guy. That was a grenade. Whipping grenades at me like there's no tomorrow, man. Great. Now that I've died a total of 4 times in one attempt at a playthrough, everything changes. The game's dynamic, so if you load a save, there's a chance that things will go differently. The weather will change after something like a solar storm like that comes in. So I've had a sunny, I've had a rainy, and now we're on a foggy, which is probably the worst of the 3, if we're honest. Okay, it's not probably, it is the worst of the 3. But this may give us some sort of an advantage as we push back to the mercenary camp to try and take it once again. Now, if there's any hardcore Stalker fans out there watching, becoming very frustrated at my skills, I do apologize, but hey, is what it is. I'm playing it to experience it for maybe only like the 2nd time with the sniper, and this is probably only the first, or this is probably the first time I've actually did a serious attempt to play it on Misery. So give me a break here. We were all noobs once. We were all noobs once. It's a SCAR anomaly. The issue is this rifle is actually terribly inaccurate at range. As you guys may have saw in that last fight. Terribly, terribly inaccurate. Double check our PDA. Let's double check the... I mean, this thing's in high. It's a Mosin Nagant. I really don't understand. I think it's the scope is really what the issue is. Again, it's a good scope, but it's not a precision scope that we have on here. It's just not. I mean, 2.0 magnification. I'd be better running iron sights, to be honest. Which is exactly what I'm gonna do. That's what I get for not paying attention when I purchased the scope. I should have known the PU in this game was only gonna be 2x. Look at that fog too. That is the thickest fog ever. There's Arma 3 levels of fog here. And now I need to somehow infiltrate their base without being spotted when I can't even see the targets who are going to spot me. Luckily, good thing about the AI inside of Stalker, unlike Arma, it pays attention to things like fog and dark. And if a unit doesn't actually have night vision in the dark, they will have a lesser chance of seeing you. Same thing goes with this fog. However, that doesn't mean that they won't engage blindly when I get too close and start firing. They're intelligent. They are very, very intelligent, and they're highly skilled, so if I fire through this fog right now and engage one of them and do not kill them, they are sure to turn and fire from my position, fire to my position with some sort of lethal force and accuracy. However, let's make use of the fog to move into a closer position than we ever would have been able to before. Very, very cautiously scan the area. Now let's do the smart thing here and save the game. Because again, it's Stalker, I don't need to have to do this like 60 times over. No reason. It's already difficult enough. We're here for the experience, not the roguelikeness. The game doesn't have anyways. Let's check our position on the map. So we've managed to actually get pretty close. This area right here, this front... Rule number 1, don't check your PDA while in an exposed area. what's that about learning curves? Is that what they call it? Oh, just discovered a new issue with the saving mechanic inside of Stalker. When you load in games, it likes to generate its own weather on the fly, so there was fog, there's no longer fog. Is that good or bad? I really don't know. That was the most satisfying thing ever after dying about 300 times over. The bad news is we have multiple targets still in the area that have just heard that shot. Trust pistol. Take all, we can sort through it later. We don't have time to continue to search the body. Jammed, you piece of trash.